Disney Channel. Disney Channel. Movies. Welcome back to Matt's Movie Nights, where I show movies and then we talk about them. So I just checked the last episode because I'm like, I don't think I got any responses to my question, but let me double check the comments section. I forgot to make the last episode public. Which, actually really upsets me because I took the time out of my week class because I was so busy, but I'm like, okay, I can hammer out like 3 hours where I work on this video, and then I just don't release it because I'm a fucking idiot. I forgot to release it, so I'm just gonna release it on the same day as this. Really glad I spent the time on that. Anyways, last time we did a triple feature of killer kid movies. Not kids movies, not movies for kids, but movies about kids who are killers. And we started off with the Italian classic Kill Baby Kill from the grandfather of Italian horror, Mario Bava. Kill Baby Kill, sort of a standout killer kids movie because the kid is a ghost. And like there are ghost kid movies as well, but usually in those movies the ghost kid is kind of innocent. He kind of doesn't know what he's doing, so he just like any spooky goings on is largely because of the kid not knowing what to do as he's dead. This is, like, decidedly a killer kid movie. The kid is killing people on purpose. In fact, I hope I'm getting this right. The kid was killing people before they were dead, before she was dead, and so she was killed because she was killing other people, and now there's, like, a curse on this whole village, and the ghost girl comes through and kills people. And so there's this doctor slash what's the word I'm looking for? Autopsy guy? Autopsist? The guy who does the autopsies. You know who I'm talking about. The autopsist. It has come into town, and he's trying to, like, unravel this mystery, and there's this, like, other girl, the dead girl's sister, the ghost girl's sister, that he gets involved with, and it's a whole thing to, like, try to finally defeat the ghost girl, and of course there's a big twist at the end where, like, it turns out their mother is the one who has brought the girl back as a ghost and is just using her to, like, get revenge on some people she wanted revenge on. So it wasn't even totally the kid's fault. It was mostly the mother's fault for making the kid kill people. I do think because the kid is a ghost and not like a normal kid, not like a flesh and blood human child, that they get away with a lot more in terms of violence, because I feel like a lot of killer kids movies pull their punches a little because it's a kid doing the murders. And not this one. The deaths are quite grisly. Granted, it's fucking Mario Bava, the man who kickstarted what we think of as Italian horror, who like practically invented the giallo film. So yeah, you're gonna get a lot of violence in a Mario Bava film, and yeah, this delivers. There's some real good deaths in this movie. Although, it's a not a big body count, but they keep the pace up. The kills are interesting enough, and everything else that's going on, I think, holds my attention enough. It's not like brilliant or anything, but it's a perfectly enjoyable movie. the pacing is brisk, the kills are fun. It's a really enjoyable film. Coroner. Coroner. That's the word I was looking for. A coroner. The coroner, Dr. Paul Esway. Esway? I should know, I watched the movie, but I don't remember them actually saying the dude's name, if I'm being honest. But then again, I'm real bad with names. Anyway, he's played by Giacomo Rossi Stewart, who's, a moderately well-known, like, horror actor. He's in a lot of, like, genre films. He's in a lot of B movies, if I'm being honest. He's in some, like, Vincent Price stuff. War Between Worlds Zorro. He was in a couple Zorro movies, it looks like. Not as Zorro, from what I can tell, but then again, maybe he was, because he's in, like, all of these Zorro films. Jesus. No, okay, no, he's Zorro's sidekick in these movies. They also, one of the characters in the film is named Dr. Krueger, and this was, like, way before, Nightmare on Elm Street. 18 years before Nightmare on Elm Street, they had a Dr. Krueger, not Doctor, Inspector Krueger, in this film. Which, that's become, like, a kind of common name for horror movie characters, just because everyone wants to, like, do the, it's a reference to Nightmare on Elm Street. We named the character Krueger. But, Kill Baby Kill was doing it before it was a Nightmare on Elm Street reference. I'm glad I managed to weasel a foreign film into this triple feature, because I'm like, ooh, I want to focus more on the foreign films, and then every night we've watched at least one American horror movie, or American movie, so haven't been doing great with that. But then again, we got Indonesia and Jordan Qatar in the last episode, so I think, I mean, everything else has been American and Italian, but we got those two in there, so we're not doing too bad. We got plenty of time. This is only, like, the third week, so yeah, we got time. Like many Italian films, it does have multiple titles. Apparently, this was released as Curse of the Living Dead, which, like, I guess there is a ghost girl in this, but, like, I don't know, Living Dead movies tend to be like zombie movies, right? And this is not a zombie movie. This is decidedly a ghost movie. No zombies here. We had zombies the first week. We kind of had zombies the second week. I don't know. Those were almost more ghosts than zombies, but this is decidedly not a zombie film, so I don't know why they're calling it Curse of the Living Dead. Although, the original Italian title was apparently Operation Fear, which is such a horrendously generic title. It's like, that could be any movie. You could call any horror movie Project Fear, or Operation Fear, and it'd be like, yep, yeah, okay. Kill Baby Kill, that's a good title. I'll stand by Kill Baby Kill, although, especially with, sometimes it has an ellipses in there, sometimes it doesn't. With the ellipses, it does kind of remind me of Faster Pussycat Kill Kill, as a title. This came out, I think this came out, like, the same time as Pussycat. I don't remember when Pussycat came out. I'm sure I have it right here behind me, though. Oh, fuck. Oh, it's way up there. Great, and it doesn't even say. It does not even say when this came out. 65, so that would have been a year before this. So maybe they came up with the name Kill Baby Kill so they could put it in double features with Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. Who knows? I'm sure those played together. I'm sure those two films played together somewhere. That just checks out to me. Kill Baby Kill, I really enjoy it. I wish I had a copy of it to show you. nice Kino Lauber release. I mean, they released all of Mario Bava's films. The only one I think I have is Bay of Blood. Although I have the Arrow video release of Blood and Black Lace. And in fact, you know what? I have their release of Black Sunday too, because I am gonna show Black Sunday very soon. Kill Baby Kill. I enjoy it. I recommend it. After that, we watched the 50s classic, uh, The Bad Seed, one of the oldest killer kid movies. And it's almost not even a horror film. I would argue it borders on like character study rather than like a horror film, because it's not like characters are running around in fear that this girl is going to kill them. It's it's a lot more psychological than that, I guess. Now, near the end of the film, it starts to feel like that famous Twilight Zone segment about like the kid who can control anything, and everyone just lets him get away with whatever because they're so scared of him. I get that vibe towards the end of this film, where like the girl's mother is just like so scared of her that she's gonna let her get away with anything. Patty McCormick plays the main character, a little girl named Rhoda. Rhoda is the girl's name. She gets upset because she wanted to win a penmanship award at school, and another boy got it, and she thought it was so unfair. So then, when they're on a field trip, the boy she was angry at mysteriously drowns, and yeah, of course it was her. Of course she killed him. And there's like other characters it's implied she has killed before this, and there are other people she kills in the movie, so it's like, ooh, you got a killer kid on your hands. And it's from the 50s, so there's only so much it can do in terms of violence. Like, all the death happens off screen. Like, every kill happens off screen. We do not see the characters die. They could not get away with much violence in this film. That said, I think this is one of the roughest killer kid movies I've ever seen, because, like, man, that girl is evil. Like, they go deep on this one. They go hard. She's not just like, oh, I'm gonna stab my parents. Like, no motivation, just killing people. Like, this girl is straight up evil. She's manipulative. She is scary. Patty McCormick plays Rhoda. She's so good. Like, forget for a child actress, she's just a good actress. Let alone a child actress. Children are terrible. Children are terrible actors. I mean, the kid from Kill Baby Kill barely gets any screen time. She's a ghost. So she'll like pop up in a window and be like, "Ooh, I'm so creepy." This is all about Rhoda, and Patty McCormick nails it. She is so good in this movie. But it is so dark. It is like a shockingly dark movie, considering that this is from the 50s. They even it's so dark for the time that the film ends with like a screen that's like, "Hey, thank you for watching this bizarre new style of film," where like they're kind of like apologizing to people for how dark their movie got, I guess, for how unusual it was. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing from the 50s like the Bad Seed, excuse me, the Bad Seed. There's nothing this dark in the 50s. The 50s is a very, I don't know, I guess it's when we kind of started getting darker with our horror, but even then, it's an era where like the good guy is very much supposed to win, and the good guy very much does not win in this movie. I mean, it ends with the girl's mother trying to poison her and then shoot herself, But the little girl miraculously survives the lethal dose of sleeping pills she was given. Which granted, I don't think she took enough sleeping pills to kill maybe a child, maybe enough to kill a child, but it was like 5 or 6, and it's like that. I don't think that would kill you. You'd certainly not be having a pleasant time, but I don't know that that would kill you. I have a friend who's a pharmacist, and he says it takes a lot of sleeping pills to kill someone. Actually, I suppose their caveat to this is the end credits start rolling, and you see all the actors, and then it ends with the mother walking in and spanking Rhoda, or Patty McCormick, I guess, out of character. I don't know if that's a cop out or if it's like this is what we have to do to appease the censors, but I don't like it. I don't think it needs to be in the movie. I think it undercuts a lot of the movie's tone, but at the same time, it's like, okay, fine, do what you gotta do. Nancy Kelly plays Rhoda's mother, Christine. I know that name is familiar. I don't know what she's been in. Give me a second. What the hell? Oh, okay. The first thing that popped up is like The Bad Seed Returns from 2022. I'm like, what? They made a sequel to this year? But it turns out they made a remake, so I suppose it's a sequel to the remake. I didn't know there was a remake for this either. Look at that. Patty McCormick was up for Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Damn. The Oscars acknowledging good performances in a horror movie? What is this? Okay, apparently Nancy Kelly is not as famous as I thought she was. She's been in some stuff, but nothing I've really heard of even, besides The Bad Seed. So, there you go. Also got some guys like George Clark and Jesse White in this. I swear there was one actor I kind of recognize. Maybe I was wrong. It was directed by Mervyn Leroy, which is kind of funny because the gardener in this movie, there's this gardener that I actually really like him. I think he's a good character, but he keeps talking to the girl because he's like, I know you're evil, okay? I know what you're like. I know you're like a smart, manipulative bastard because I'm a smart, manipulative bastard, and I see me in you. I know it takes one to know one, and I know one, miss. But his name is Leroy too. It's like, so the whole time I'm like, why does this like weird side character that the girl hates have the same name as the director? Mervyn Leroy is one of the many uncredited directors of Wizard of Oz. They went through like 5 directors before they settled on the guy who actually got credit. So no idea how much of that he directed. Maybe none of it. Maybe none of what he shot made it into the film, but he was one of the many uncredited directors on that film. He's been working like basically since the start of film. Since they were making movies. He did Little Caesar from 1930, Gold Diggers in 1933. You know, he was early to the directing scene, to the film scene. And this, I mean, I guess it's one of his last movies, although it's still like a ways away from his last movie. 9 movies after this, despite retiring only 10 years after this. So, prolific guy, directed a lot of movies. Anyway, The Bad Seed, it's really good, really well acted, really well written. Really, I don't think there's anything else like it. I really enjoyed it. It is a very unique Killer Kid movie. I think other Killer Kid movies would benefit from looking back at something like this. And then just to, bring it back to the type of stuff I usually talk about. We talked about the 1980 cheesy horror gore movie, The Children. In this film, the sheriff of the town finds a school bus of children empty, abandoned on the side of the road, and he can't find any of the children. And what's worse, people keep turning up dead in the weirdest way. They're all, like, burnt and disfigured, and it's uh unclear as to why. And frankly, by the end of the film, it's still unclear as to why. I don't know why this has happened, but the big reveal is that the kids are not even a big reveal. They do it pretty early in the film. The reveal is the kids are running around hugging people, and when they hug people, it like fries them and kills them for reasons I do not understand. Also, the kids all have black nail polish. That's how you can tell they're like the evil kids, and they kind of just stare straight forward, blank faced. And most of them have been made up to look a little paler than I think they normally do. And you can't kill them. They take shots at kids in this movie. There's a really funny shot where like a kid is coming down the stairs, and the sheriff's partner just like pulls out a shotgun and blasts the kid off the stairs. It's really fun. And then the kid just gets up and walks it off because you can't shoot these kids. They're impervious to bullets, but if you cut off both their hands, and you have to cut off both of them, if you cut off both their hands, they die. Here's the thing, sometimes I think it's okay for a horror movie to not explain why its villains are the way they are. I feel like I needed some explanation for the kids in this movie. What are they doing? Why are they frying people? Why does them hugging someone fry them? Is it radiation? Are they irradiated? How have they become irradiated? Is there like aliens involved? Is this like kind of a Children of the Damned thing? Where there's some weird sci-fi thing going on? Why? I'm so lost. There's no explanation for the kids doing this. They're just doing it. And that works in some horror films. This is not one. This is one where what the children are doing is so strange that I really feel like you needed to justify it. That said, this is a fun movie. I enjoyed this movie. I was about to say made by the Troma team. It might have just been a Troma acquisition, because Troma is very well known for that. They'll just they would just buy up the rights to, cheaper horror films back in the day. Like this one. So I don't think this is something Troma themselves made. I think this is something they bought, something they acquired. But it's, it does have that Troma quality to it. Granted, it's not like something Troma would make. It is very much like something Troma would buy the rights to. You know what I mean? And I suppose this would have been like before even like Toxic Avenger, before they'd had their big breakout yet. So this is like early Troma. It was also filmed. It was filmed in 1979 on using a lot of the same crew as the first Friday the 13th film. Because Friday the 13th was a pretty cheap production. I think people forget that the first Friday the 13th was kind of like a B movie. It was supposed to be a B movie, and then it like exploded in popularity. So they used a lot of the same crew for this film. Even some of the same cast. Some of the actors from Friday the 13th appear in this, I think. They did get Harry Manfredini to do the score, who also did the score for Friday the 13th. And, according to this says they use some of the same locations from Friday the 13th. But Friday the 13th mostly takes place at like a summer camp, and they don't really go to a summer camp. So I'm sure they were shooting in like some of the same woods as Friday the 13th. I'm sure they were in the area of where Friday the 13th was filmed. There might even be specific scenes that are in the same place, but by and large, it's a completely different setting from Friday the 13th. One of only two movies directed by Max Kalmanowitz? Kalamowitz? Sure, Max Kalmanowitz. He did this, and he did a movie called Dreams Come True. It seems like he has a lot more experience running sound. He's a sound guy. Got a big selection of, well, not even a big selection of films where he's in the sound department. You can tell this cast is famous because most of their IMDb pictures are from this movie. They do have Martin Shakar in there, who was in Saturday Night Fever. He was Frank Jr. in Saturday Night Fever. Also, he was in the Chuck Norris movie Invasion USA, which is a weird movie. I've heard people praise it. It's so apparently there was a plot to the movie, but then the studio Canon Films wanted it down to 30 minutes, and they had been given permission to like film in this neighborhood that was being destroyed and just blow up whatever they want. So they prioritized keeping in all of the destruction and none of the plot. So it's basically just Chuck Norris drives around and kills communists, and there's nothing else. Nothing else is happening in that movie. It is just Chuck Norris killing communists. It gets boring, actually. You'd think, like, oh, that sounds great. None of this plot bullshit. But no, it's really boring, actually. Like, the first time you're like, yeah, and then the second time you're like, okay, and then the third time you're like, can we do something else? Is this all you have? Is this the whole movie? Just Chuck Norris? I've seen it. You've shown me this twice already. And then you get to the fourth time, and you're like, oh my god, do something. Anything else. That's my Invasion USA tangent. The Children, it's not going to be for everyone, but it's a fun movie. It's a charming little piece of, 80s trash horror. It's well made. It's got a lot of charm. I can't say like the deaths are that great because they're all sort of the same. And again, I don't really know what these deaths are. I think they're getting radiated. That's the impression I get, is that it's like radiation. But they don't really elaborate. The people just, like, the kids hug people and they start smoking, and then they turn into like a fried corpse. Like a burnt corpse. They even like burn a dude's hand by grabbing it, and he manages to pull away before they kill him. Yeah. Odd movie. But I had fun. I had fun watching it. That's the important part. I had fun watching it. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any answers to questions today because forgot to upload the last episode. Didn't forget to upload it. It's uploaded. I just didn't make it public. So, as I got no responses to my question, what's your favorite Killer Kid movie? I will reuse that question this week. What's your favorite Killer Kid movie? So tonight, we are technically watching 3 foreign films. They're not American, but they're all British. I'm just finishing off some Hammer horror movies for you, and we've finally moved past all the Universal monsters. Tonight we're gonna watch the Quatermass Trilogy. It's the Quatermass Experiments. Its sequel, Quatermass 2, and it's not really the third movie. It's kind of its own thing, but Quatermass in the Pit. Gonna show those tonight and talk about them next time. Until then, sorry the last video didn't go up on time.